All right, welcome to another episode of Charlie and the Boys. We are recording for real. This is going to be this is aimed to be our preview episode for the big Sunday night matchup with the Dallas Cowboys going into Philadelphia. So with that being said, and our predictions out of the way, which I'm sure we'll hash out again at the end of this. Stash, let's start with you tonight. I guess what's your biggest thing to watch, or what what's on your mind going into
My
Philly?
biggest thing to watch is guess the defensive line and the linebacker versus Jalen Hurts because he's unlike any quarterback that they've seen yet this year. So it'll be interesting to see how they react or what the game plan is for a mobile quarterback or for a predominantly run first quarterback who usually historically they give Dallas fits.
Yeah. I mean, you could say that. I mean, hell, they give most teams fits, right? I mean, it's just not something you
Yeah.
typically see week in and week out. Um, and the more we're talking about this, the more I'm willing to talk myself into to Dallas actually winning this game. Um, and I said maybe because we just beat the Giants, right? The Giants are not the Philadelphia Eagles, but Daniel Jones can run, and Saquon Barkley's a better fucking running back than Miles Sanders when he's healthy. And we contained both of them, at least in the running aspects.
Daniel Jones is not even anywhere close to the type of athlete that Jalen Hurts is.
No, you're right, but
I wonder if he ran a
he's
faster
mobile.
40.
Maybe.
One sec. Googling.
Yep. Will, can you Google and talk at the same time?
That is something that I can do.
Okay. Well, so what's your biggest thing to watch, or what are you most interested going into Sunday night?
I mean, the same kind of as what Stash said. I think that's the biggest key in the game. If they can contain Hurts from running the ball, I think they win. If they don't, I think it makes it really tough on them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean to break it down like that simple, but I really do. I think that's the difference in the game. If they let him loose, man, it could even it could be a long night for. I mean, the Eagles might not score a lot of points, but Cowboys defense might be on the field for a long time, and eventually somebody is gonna make them break, right? Like, because they've been doing the bends but don't break, but also not like bending at all. You know what I mean? But this could get ugly if they don't.
Yeah. I mean, and they did barely. They being the Eagles, they barely squeaked by against the Arizona Cardinals, and I mean the Dallas defense is significantly better than the Arizona defense, and Philadelphia only put up about 140 rushing yards. Yeah, I say only, but it was only 140 rushing yards. It was
Mm.
60 a pop for Sanders and Hurts, and then I see 20 here for Gainwell. So if somebody could tell me that Dallas was going to go into Philly, hold Hurts to 60 rushing yards and Sanders to 60 rushing yards, and I would be pretty happy with that.
Oh yeah,
I would say that's a successful stand against a rush first offense.
it's it's better for. This doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth, but it's better for, like, if Jalen Hurts gets like 80 yards running in the game, but like 60 of them are on one run, it's way better than him getting 10 or 8 10-yard runs.
Yeah, of course.
The numbers are the same statistically speaking, but
Yeah, the
8 first
journey
downs.
getting there was
Yeah,
different
yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, right. Then the yards aren't necessarily the most important thing, to look into, but how they get them. But you're right. If they came out of it and they only gave up 140 running yards, I'd say they probably won the game too.
Yeah. Um, and not to continue really to compare it to Arizona, but Arizona only sacked Hurts twice, but it was for 22 yards. Like those are deep sacks. I don't know
Yeah.
the context behind that, whether it was on a third down or whatever, but um, if Dallas can get four of those, man, that's huge. So Yeah, I agree with pretty much with what both of you guys said. I think the biggest thing to watch is the defensive line matchup against Jalen Hurts and if they can really contain him. It's just, I guess, Dash, how successful do you foresee that going? Or
Uh,
unsuccessful, whatever.
I mean, stats have shown, I think, this year that Hurts really struggles against the blitz, and I mean, Dallas doesn't really blitz that much because they get a lot of pressure with just their front four and front.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what Dan Quinn decides to do because they're going to have to be really disciplined when Philly does their read option, just so that you don't give up because if they're not, Philly will run all over them. They'll get. I guarantee Philly will have 200 yards if Dallas doesn't stay disciplined. So
Yeah, and yeah, that's definitely how I would envision this game going south
that
is, right? Like just giving up the easy runs.
and for as bad as Dallas is at the screen game, Philly is really good with the screens, especially to
Yep.
their running backs and to their tight ends. So
Sure.
they've got to, like I said, be disciplined and choose their spots very carefully.
Let me ask you guys this. Do you guys remember? It might have been Dak's rookie year, but when I mean, I think it was 2 years after that too. When they had the two good teams, and they beat Green Bay both years in the regular season, but lost them in the playoffs.
Yeah,
But do you guys remember them in the regular season games? They basically, Green Bay went into the game with like a really good rushing attack, or I don't know, or actually I think it was rush defense, but that's besides the point. Anyway, so you rush only a couple, you rush like your 3 down linemen or whatever, and you just put 8 out into the field, to cover their receivers. I don't say you do that all the time because you don't want to neuter the Cowboys rushers, because that's what they do best, whatever. But man, if I'm losing to the Eagles, Jalen Hurts has got to throw 350 on me, and he's got to torch the secondary.
I might, to your point, like this game, I might just say, hey, Micah Parsons, you're spying Jalen Hurts all game. You're not rushing. You're spying Jalen Hurts. If he's running, you're gonna go chase him down and tackle him because we've been getting a lot of pressure with everybody else from our other four. This is you just on Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I've heard that idea floated around there as well, and I don't necessarily disagree with it. But man, that's a job like Jabril Cox can do as well. Like just contain a quarterback, right? Like I don't want Micah Parsons like Philly's probably planning for that. Philly knows they're gonna probably have some sort of QB spy, right? Like so if they get any kind of inclination that Parsons is going to be the spy, whatever, 4 out of every 10 plays, that I think really takes away a lot of the threat of him rushing as well. So I would like to see that be placed in somebody else's hands. I don't know if Cox is healthy enough to do that, as we've seen him be a healthy scratch the last couple of weeks. Well, he wasn't last week, right? But I don't think he
I just
took
don't
very
know if he
many defensive snaps. So, I
wasn't
mean,
the knockout on Cox like he could cover, but he was like struggled tackling in the open field.
Yeah, but I don't think struggling on a quarterback though.
I
I'm
also
saying he's not your average quarterback.
no, but I also don't know that. I mean, he's
I just don't
I
think
I couldn't
in the
see
end I don't
him.
think it matters with Cox because I don't think he's going to be on the field.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
probably not. But I also couldn't see that being like how many situations is that going to be a one-on-one tackle, right? Like I don't know.
I
I'm
think
sure
that
I'm sure a
more in the
couple.
line with like Curse or Hooker or somebody. They'll bring in one of their safeties.
Yeah, Curse would actually could be decent for that as well. I just don't know that Micah Parsons should be that guy. I think he's just brings way more value to the team in almost any other
I'm
position.
Yeah, I
Ugh.
don't disagree. I'm just saying I could just see it just because his speed
Yeah,
would
yeah, of course.
nullify Hurts' speed. We know
I,
that.
I, I think it's just gonna be a lot of dudes, man. Everybody's gonna get their chance. You know what I mean? Because I
Hey,
also think they're probably gonna want to put Curse on Goddard, right?
yeah, so one of
Yeah,
your safeties,
that's
Curse Wilson.
guy
This
Goddard
might be
had a
the
big
game where
week
they go
last
three.
week.
Like you might see a lot of three safeties, and they might remove Anthony Barr from the field just to
Yep.
get that extra safety down.
I mean, he's the least athletic of their safety linebacker people, right? Anthony Barr.
Yeah, I would say so.
So yeah, he's probably the first dude they got to get off the field in these situations. With this situation. Yeah, I think you're right.
And kind of to your point, Will, you said it's probably going to have to come from, whether it be the quarterback spy or whatever, be multiple people, right? Dallas has, I just did a quick count. I think it's like 13 or 14 people that have a tackle for a loss. I don't know if that leads the league or anything. But that's a lot, right? Like that's obviously more than your 11 starters that
Yeah.
have a tackle for a loss, and 8 of those 13 or 14 have not double digit, but multiple
Multiple.
tackles for a loss. So I don't think this defense is gonna have any issues with, if they I don't think they'll have any issue with any of their linebackers being a spy, probably with the exception of Barr. I don't know that he can move laterally as fast as the other two. Um, we know Micah Parsons can. I'm confident LVE can. We've seen him be able to move laterally before, as long as he's not having to shed blocks. Um, so yeah, if it's coming from more than one person, I think they definitely got the defense to do it.
What about? I mean, I assume even if Dallas does lose, and even if they, man, I don't know how to say this because this is going to come out not right or whatever. But I just don't see the game. I don't see them getting run off the field. I mean, I can see a scenario where they do lose, but man, I assume they're gonna give Philly as many licks as they can take. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would expect them to be on the other side of the line of scrimmage quite a lot. So I agree with you. I guess is what I'm
Um,
saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm. Yeah, I guess I don't really. I don't foresee a blowout either. I guess how I see Dallas losing this game is just not being able to keep up offensively. Um,
Yeah.
and that could just be the difference in us getting or Dallas getting a field goal and Philly scoring a touchdown on a particular drive,
Right
right? Like
away.
that's
Yeah.
all it really takes. As much as it would be nice to say, hey, fucking Dorrance Armstrong's gonna block another punt and uh, Lawrence is going to scoop it for a touchdown, you just can't bank on that kind of thing game in and game out. So that's essentially why I have Philly winning this game. I just think they have more consistent offensive firepower than Dallas does at this point in time.
For sure. I wouldn't argue that.
Stash, you okay?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find this. I was trying to find the leader for tackle for loss. That's all.
For the Cowboys?
No, just in
Oh.
general.
What else?
I don't know.
Is there anything else? I mean, the matchups we
I think
discussed are the big matchups. Yeah.
they're gonna have a hard time on offense. I think Philly's defense is. I mean, the Philly's defense is not as good as the Cowboys defense, but they're
No.
not a bad. They're a solid defense. They're a good defense. Probably a. I mean, I don't know if the numbers say right now, but they're probably they're top 15. Maybe they're a little bit better than that, right?
He's always going to give Dallas fits in the run game.
Who's that?
Jordan Davis.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got you. Yeah,
Man,
maybe, but I mean, they just run. They run away
sorry.
from him or whatever. You know what I mean? Or you run at him.
Yeah,
He's got to prove himself.
I don't know that I would buy into that. I mean, I'm sure he's going to disrupt the play or two, right? Like the dude's a fucking freak athlete. But they were able to run the ball against Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald had his fair share of getting in the backfield and fucking shit up. So at this point in time, I'm more afraid of Aaron Donald than I am.
For sure.
Fucking Jesus, what the hell's his name?
Jordan Davis.
Yeah, Jordan Davis. I want to say like fucking Hakeem Nicks or something for some fucking wild reason.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, so I mean, like I was saying, I'm sure he interrupts a couple plays, but I don't know that he's enough to like legitimately be worried about play in and play out.
I'm saying combination with their defensive tackles, I think are gonna make give Dallas some trouble in the run game. But
Run the
got Davis, Cox.
They need to. I mean, let's be real. They need to have a pretty similar, if not better, start this week to how they did last week. And maybe it's not a special teams, maybe it's not a defensive play, but maybe it is, an offense. Maybe they score on offense early. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Turpin.
I say this. We say this all the time, years and years. Dallas needs a big play in the passing game early, just to try to get some respect.
I don't care what anybody says. I don't think Darius Slay's any good.
I don't. I mean,
Everybody loves him. I don't know. I don't like him.
who you get it from? Dallas needs a big play in the passing game just to get some respect from.
I mean, that's I'll say it. Fucking unpopular opinion here. That's not a Dallas thing. That is a fucking CD Lamb thing, dude. Like, he's got to not drop the fucking ball.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
if
I mean, I don't care who it goes to. CD Lamb, Michael Gallup. It
well, see,
doesn't.
yeah, I don't care
No,
who it goes to either, right? But I mean, if the ball is being delivered to CD Lamb in a goddamn breadbasket, the dude can't drop it. Like,
Yeah. I agree.
especially on the first drive. You know, I'm not saying that's happened particularly on the first drive before, but regardless, if I wouldn't be opposed to that, just taking a shot deep, whether it be to Gallup or CD. Um, Gotta fucking catch it though.
I
Like we've
think.
seen Dallas take those shots.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the first drive for each unit is for Dallas is going to be key. Just see what the offense does, see what the defense has a plan, see what their plan is, and go from there.
Yeah, great. Go off
If
it. Yeah.
if the offense gets the ball first and goes 3-and-out, that's
A long night.
yeah.
A long night. But I mean, that's just the Cowboys defense got to even play better. Do you know what I mean? If that's the, I mean, if they've, I mean, I know Philly's offense is way better than.
They got a lot of good players on offense.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say their offense is better than Tampa Bay's or Cincinnati's, but just me personally, I mean, statistically, number speaking wise, yes, I think that Philly's probably got the best offense they've seen so far. But I'm talking about like in an actual scenario, like the playoffs, or like when things actually, when you can't get away with all the tricky shit.
Yeah.
I want to see Philly's offense in the playoffs. That then I could be all right. I buy in. I can understand it. Then I'm scared or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a unique like you said, it's not Tampa Bay, it's not Cincinnati, but it's different though because
Yeah.
they're a run first, and a lot of those runs are with the quarterback. So it's more like you said it before off the air. It's more Baltimore than it is any other team.
Yes. Oh yeah. 100%. That's the. But Philly's got way better wide receivers, right? So that's like the one. But they got to be able to take advantage of it. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying make Jalen Hurts throw for 350 and lose the game that way.
I agree.
But we'll see. We shall see. Dalton Schultz, big game.
He's not even gonna play.
Here's a little streak for you. See if it continues.
Yep.
Trayvon Diggs has an interception in every game he's played against Philadelphia.
Easy.
Does he get another one?
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully it's while Devontae Smith's falling down again.
Hey, who cares how it happens?
Oh yeah.
Or did Devontae Smith fall down because he saw him jump the route?
Also true.
Maybe.
I see. Also, FYI, Jalen Hurts did run a faster 40 than Daniel Jones.
So finally got that, huh?
I know I had it right away, but then we kind of got off topic. No, Hurts went 4.54, and Jones was 4.81. So he's obviously way faster. But did you guys also see? I don't know if this is ranked in order, but the NFL.com whatever did come out with a fucking like an article. Actually, well, it was actually today, whatever. But I don't know if this is listed in order, but it was like the 8 most disappointing offseason trades and free agent signings. Did either of you guys see this?
No.
Do you want to know who's number one?
Yes.
Who is it?
Can you guess?
All right, you said it was the worst offseason signings or trades?
Yeah, it's they combine the trades and free agent signings, yeah.
Easy. I know who it is.
I mean, I want to say Russell Wilson, but I'm sure that's not the answer.
He's on the list.
Collins.
Yeah, it's Collins, yeah.
Oh.
I don't know if it's in order, but it's kind of weird they put him first. You know?
But Steve's right, it should be Russell Wilson, but when we're Cowboys stream, so I kind of figured it was somebody Cowboys when you said.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I'm not. Yeah, it's definitely in alphabetical order. So never mind. But either way, I mean, the fact that he's on there, man, Makes you feel so damn good. You know, as me, as predicting, saying let him go, because you know what I'm saying, because that's what I do. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying. I'm saying let's get rid of him. You know, let's move on. Let's
Yeah.
get younger. Let's get way more athletic. Let's get way better. So, next.
Okay. Yeah. I guess anything before we go over prediction again, or
Hmm.
not go over it, but give them out again.
I don't know. Like, it'll be interesting. Just interesting to see what the game plan is, if it changes at all. How Dallas defense does against another good offensive team. Hopefully they don't like. Can they put together another good game defensively after what they just did to the Rams? Can they
Sure.
continue that, or do they come back down to earth a little bit?
That's
We'll
pretty
see.
good.
All right, Will. So who do you got winning? And I guess why, if there's a why.
I got Cowboys winning. That's who I picked in the beginning of the season, and I'm not going to change it just because Dak isn't there. I stick to my guns. You know what I'm saying? But I think the main reason is that I think they do. I think that this is a realistic expectation is for them to play. They're going to try to make Hurts beat them, and I'm just not sure if he can. That's all. If he does, I'll be the first one to say, "Hey, man, Hurts has improved a lot," but I don't know if he has it in him.
Okay. Stash.
Um, I went in our prediction stream. I went with the Eagles. If Dak was playing, I wouldn't, but
It's fair.
I think there's just a little too much. I mean, Cooper Rush is now 5-0 as a starter. I think, unfortunately, I think that streak ends. I got 24-17 Eagles.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Eagles as well. And to me, it's got nothing to do with Dak playing or not. I mean, sure that I guess that puts up more points for Dallas. Um, I do think Dallas loses because it's just gonna be an offensive battle they can't keep up with. I don't think it's going to be a shootout. I do think Cooper Rush is probably going to throw his first interception. He's pretty much gotten away with murder ever since he's gotten in, so he might this might be a multiple interception game for Cooper Rush. Um, so I have Dallas losing. Let's go something weird. 19-13.
Oh my God. I didn't say my score, but I was going to pick 19-17 Dallas win.
Yeah, I'll go 19-13. Like I said, not an offensive shootout. I think the defense really does their job. Offense just can't keep up.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah,
It's going to be fun.
we'll see.
Hopefully.
All right, that is it.
See ya.
Later.